Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here to tell you about my weekend, and it's going to be two different subjects. First, I'm going to tell you about my fantastic Friday night, and then I'm going to start talking a little bit about my dating site adventures. I haven't been mentioning it because I didn't really have enough yet to go on, but I think I'm starting to have enough, and I really would like to take you guys along on that journey with me too. You know that I've been on dating sites for a while, and I used to read the funny profiles, and that's something I might do again because I'm pretty active on the sites now. One in particular. I'm still very new to this, but I'm telling you, it's fucking brutal out there. It's brutal. So we'll talk about that after. I want to talk about my Friday night. I was going out Friday night meeting two of my friends. I don't know if I've asked permission to say their names, so I won't say their names, but I'll tell you they are sisters-in-law, and I've known them for a while. I saw them and knew that they liked to dance for a while before I got up the nerve to get up and dance with them, and then I finally did, and we're buddies now. I like them very much. So they told me where they were going Friday night, and I was like, perfect. It was a mix of two bands, Twin Souls, I hope I'm getting this right, and Basket Case. There was some missing members, so they merged, and there, I believe, was two members of each band blending and their talents, and I knew it was going to be like a variety of songs, and oh my God, I can't express enough what music does to me and for me, and I honestly think it alters my chemistry, whatever, permanently. It's like every time I get high in a fucking bar with no booze in me, I think a little part of me permanently changes for the better. I can't explain it. I know there are people out there who know what I'm talking about, but it's like a miracle cure for me in so many ways. So many ways, I just love it so much. So, the place had, a nice amount of people in it. I just knew it was going to be a good night, and my friends said it was going to be a good night, and I liked it because I got there early enough. We were all there early enough that we could talk for a while, and I believe its first song, one of them's like, let's go, and I said, you got it. So I danced, pretty much all night, and I got wet hair, as always. I did purposely try to sit down sometimes, even if it was a song I liked. I was like, I'm going to save it for the songs that make me want to melt on the floor. So, and another good thing is when they went on break, they played loud dancing music so we could dance during the breaks. Now, when I was going out in the 80s, the bars all did that, and sometimes the breaks were better than when the band was playing. So I just loved it. The dance floor was full, but yet we still had enough room. But the thing is that one by one I started hearing songs that I absolutely loved and didn't think I would ever hear in a bar. Now, I know I've talked about this before, and I might miss a couple songs, but you might remember me saying that one time going to a bar, I was thinking, if I ever could hear Highway Star by Deep Purple. It's a song from my past. There was this one band in particular that they would always give me a shout out, say this is for Darlene, whether I was just there as a customer and there to dance the night away, and also when I was a cocktail waitress. They used to play a bar that I worked at, and then they would also say, this goes out to Darlene, your waitress, tip her well, and I just appreciated that. And there was one guy in particular, and I think his name might have been John, but he even used to write to me snail mail while he was on the road, and I think he liked me. I don't think I liked him in that way, but I remember him being very, very nice, and I just always appreciated his kindness for doing that. Okay, so on the way to a bar one night, I was going to tell Derek that story, and I decided no, I won't bother, because Derek has enough of me talking when we're in the car together. So I skipped it. And that fucking song played that night, and I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. So that was one song that I manifested. And then another time, The Man in the Box by Alice in Chains, a song that I only ever learned of, and a group that I only ever learned about while I was here in Memphis, and it would play on the radio repeatedly, and I looked it up, and I was like, that's an old song, and and I even talked to Derek about it, and I just loved the song so much. And then another time, Derek and I are going out to see 6 Feet Thunder, the ones who play Highway Star, Area 51, and also I heard it this Friday night too. Okay, so, and thank you, Area 51. I appreciate it every time you guys play that song. You know it. And then, okay, so when I was telling that to Derek while walking into the bar, it was Neil's, I mentioned how I would love to hear The Man in the Box, and Derek says, I think this band plays this. And I'm like, shut up, don't even say it. And sure enough, they did. And that's the time that I stood up, and I'm looking at Derek because he was sitting somewhere else, and he's like, go. And there was nobody on the dance floor, but some people got up, and one of those people was Gabriel, my dance buddy. We text each other. We try to meet up wherever we're going so we can dance together. It's a pure friendship, and I absolutely cherish it. He's a nice guy. He's only 49, but we love to dance together, and I love it because he'll even go around and just grab other people, get everybody on the dance floor. We almost got to see each other last night. It was like, this and this. He was working as a fireman. And anyway, so I love it when we get to hook up, and I hope maybe I can run into him this coming weekend, because I enjoy my dance man. He's a good dancing buddy. I can dance with all the women, but there's just something special about dancing with a man, It's just cool. Okay, so I got to dance with him for The Man in the Box, and we've heard it several other times since then when we are in the same bar and we dance to it. The Man in the Box came true for me. And then, out of the blue, a little while ago, I told Derek, Metallica, Enter Sandman. I would fucking die if I ever heard that. He's like, I've never heard anybody play it. And I said, I know. And Friday night, I was actually talking to someone. They recognized me and came up. They recognized me from Facebook, actually. Came up to me and started talking, and I hear the beginning of Enter Sandman, and I think I just completely turned pale white. I mean, I could not believe I was hearing that, and I got up and said, I'm sorry, I have to go dance to this. No way. First, I wanted to hurry up and text Derek, but I couldn't take the time. I wanted to say, you're not gonna fucking believe this. So I got up there, and there was a lot of people, and I moved my way right to the stage. And there's this guy that's dancing there, and I've seen him before in the bar, and I want to just call him like a life is free kind of dancing guy, and I love that. I love when somebody shows that they fucking love to dance. So I happened to be standing next to him, and he was letting loose, going wild, and so did I. I've never danced like I danced to that song. When I ended up texting Derek and told him, you're not gonna fucking believe this, but they played Enter Sandman, and I danced like I was on drugs. I could never describe how I felt in that moment. The music was so good. They had invited someone else to sing that song. It was awesome. I felt like I was this close to a famous band. I mean, it felt so good to me. It sounded so good, and it felt so good that I felt like I was at a concert, and I had a front row fucking ticket 4 feet away from people who are performing this magnificent masterpiece. I was high from that song until the next day. It changed me. It changed me. It makes me realize that we can have what we want in this world, even by just thinking it. I so believe in manifestation, the law of attraction, things like that. You put it out there, and if there's a way for that to get to you, the right frequency is going to come, and you're going to get that. And if you don't believe in that bullshit, the other thing you can believe is we should never settle for less, because there's always better out there. And you can have the good stuff. You can. Can there be lousy nights in a bar? Yes, I had one last night. But that doesn't mean that I have to settle. I even ended up leaving early. I was like, you know, maybe I should just go home. Plus my phone battery was almost dead. I don't have a charger in the car. I do, but they don't fit this phone. And I just didn't want to be on the highway with a dead battery, no phone. So I said, you know what? All signs are pointing to leave. And some of the women I was dancing with also were leaving. So I said, yeah, it's time for me to go. But there's magic out there for everyone, and this is kind of going to be a good lead-in to the dating world. I know that there's been a mystery thing going on that you guys were always curious about. And yes, I was seeing someone that I'm not going to mention because he's well known around here. And it just didn't work. Let's just put it that way. It just didn't work. And I couldn't talk about any of it because, like I said, anything I said, people would know who I was talking about. Now, it's different that I'm dating from dating sites because nobody knows these people. And I'm still not going to name names. They will absolutely recognize themselves if they watch my videos. And do they know about my channel? Yes, because I even have it in my profile that I'm on YouTube. And if they want to catch a glimpse of me before meeting me, I just let them see my channel, and I find that's the best way because they know a little bit about me, and so they know about my channel. So I assume some people are curious and will continue to watch at least for a little while, but you know, I'm just going to talk about them because nobody's gonna know who I'm talking about. But you know, I'm still going to be kind. I'm not going to be mean to people because it's nobody's fault. So I've been on the dating sites, chatted with a lot of men. It's very easy, and you guys know that by me reading the dating site profiles. You know, it's very easy to spot a scammer, you know, usually right off the bat. But, you know, you still got to be careful. I chatted with some men, and I'm not big into the chatting because it's a waste of time. I want to meet someone. And now that I go to bars, and that I go to bars alone sometimes, like I did last night, started out with Derek, and then ended up alone. We split up. He and Jeff went one place, I went another place. And so, yeah, let me just tell you about Saturday. We went to one place, the music was great, 901 Rocks, loved them. Not a dancing place for me. Nobody was dancing. It was outside, beautiful, perfect night, no humidity. Well, I'm sure there was humidity, but low. And it's covered, so if it rains or whatever, so I will definitely go there again and give it another try, but I don't think it's going to be a dancing venue for me. And then I went to Lafayette's, didn't know anybody there, didn't feel comfortable, just, you know, sitting alone. And I know I could have met women probably who would get up and dance, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. So then I went to Hadley's, and there was a hair band that I love, Hairspray Nation. I've seen them a few times now. Place was dead. So I danced for like the second whole set, and then I left. I got there late, so I danced just the second set and then left before the last set. And I was also texting back and forth with the newest guy that I was seeing, and that wasn't going well. And so I was like, okay, I just need to go home. I just need to call it a night. This Saturday night isn't working for me. So that's what happened Saturday. The dating site. What was I saying about it? Oh yeah, just chatting with a lot of guys. Don't like to waste time. And because I go to the bars, now I remember where I was going with this. We chat a little bit. If they answer, and we reply back and forth 3 or 4 times, at that point, I suggest I'd like to keep chatting with you, but I'd also like to set up a time that we could meet or do something, because it's a dating site. I want to date, so I need to meet these people in person. And to me, there's just no reason to waste time, especially when I'm looking at men anywhere from between like 58 and 72. That's what I currently have it at. I'm 62. So I think a safe bet, because I'm not going out for coffee. I would be so fucking bored out of my mind going out for coffee. It just doesn't sound good to me. And maybe my suggestions are off the wall and too weird, but I don't care. It's what I would like, and I want to meet someone who kind of is on the same page as me, you know what I mean? So it's obvious that my profile is strong on the dancing aspect, that I really want to meet somebody who likes to dance, likes to go out, because I'd like somebody to dance with. And so if they read the profile, they would know that, right? And then I will throw it out there that either we could meet at a club, and it doesn't have to be a club like on the weekend where it's loud and noisy. We could meet somewhere where there's live music. We could dance, get to know each other that way. And it's okay if he is a social drinker, because I have zero problem with being around booze. Doesn't bother me at all. I do have a problem, though, if the social drinking is more than, a few beers to be social. Yeah, that I won't put up with again. So some of them are like on board with it. Some of them are like, well, I'm not really one to go out. I like to dance, but I don't like the bar scene. And I'm like, well, where are we going dancing, right? At the high school gymnasium graduation dance. I mean, I don't know. It's like, whatever. But then there are times that I've chatted with several guys who like to dance, like to go out, even talked about different bars that they go to. And I will just go ahead and invite them to come out, more than one, because I'm assuming none are showing up. But I'll be like, I'm going to be at such and such a place with my son or with some friends. Bring your friends, come on down, join the fun, and find me, and we can dance. So I don't know if any of them have ever done that, come in and then see me and be like, no, not my type, whatever. But that's the way I've been doing it. And so definitely for me, I would prefer a meetup at a bar, because I'm not alone. It's easy, especially if they bring a friend or two, that our nights aren't ruined if we don't like each other. We can dance. I mean, I'll dance with anyone, so that wouldn't be a problem for me. So one guy, we set that up. We were going to be meeting at Sidecar in South Haven, and I know the venue, so I knew we could even go sit outside if we felt like talking. We didn't have to be inside with the music. And he liked to dance, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And we chatted for like almost a full week before that came up, but we had set the plans early on. So now I felt okay chatting with him. I didn't feel like it was a waste of time, because I wanted to get to know him more while we were waiting to meet. And then like a day before we were meeting, he started getting cold feet. And he's like, I don't know, I feel uncomfortable because I haven't done this like since the 1990s, and I don't know if I'm going to be good company for you. I don't know what I'll talk about, And I just like reassured him, and I was like, oh, it's going to be fine. Don't worry. I said, we have things in common. We'll just talk about that stuff, and we can listen to the music. And so he's like, yes. He goes, I know. He goes, I'm just way overthinking this. And he was really nice and apologetic. And then a little later that evening, he comes out with the same thing. He's like, could we just maybe wait a week? He said, because something was coming up. He was worried about something. And he's like, I'll know on Tuesday, and then I won't be so worried. And I was like, I'm like, if you're going to wait for things that you're worried about, there's always something. I says, I really would like to know, are we going to be meeting this Thursday? I think it was a Thursday night, or not? I said, because I would need to know. and I want to be sure. I don't want to be, getting ready for this meetup and have you not go. So once again, he assured me everything's good. The next day, we're still on, and then about an hour before I was to leave, he texted and said, "Can we please make this next week?" And I said, "Nope, bye." That was it, because now he canceled when he knew full on well that I was ready. I was getting ready, and he had time to cancel during the day. So now again, it's like I was trying to give him the courage to just go out and do it. It's scary. It's a scary thing to do. But next time a guy ever says, "Can we postpone this and wait?" No. And it made me think that he might have been a scammer, although there were a lot of signs saying this guy was real. Scammers don't give all kinds of details. I was able to look some stuff up and, find out that this is a man who actually exists. So I'm glad I didn't waste more than a week of chatting with him. But see, these are the kind of things that you have to deal with, and it's just a bummer that it's so difficult and that people can't just be honest and just say what they're comfortable with. I mean, he's on a fucking dating site. He needs to be comfortable actually meeting someone. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm on a dating site, so I'm going to meet them, right? And yeah, so I never got an apology. That was it. I never replied to him after that. That was it. He said what he wanted to say, and I didn't reply. Deleted the texts and blocked him, so I didn't have to see his picture keep coming up. His sideways picture. It was a sideways picture. He went that route. That probably should have been a sign that he didn't really know what he was doing on a dating site. So now let's move forward to a little bit ago. A man reached out to me, and I liked his profile, and I liked his looks, and I replied to him, and he asked about my YouTube channel right up front, and I sent him the link, replied, and told him, some of the things that we had in common, and he replied back. And so we started chatting, and he is the one who said, "Do you mind if we meet soon? Because I don't like to waste time." And I was like, see, we're right on the same page. I said, yes. He set it up. He said we could meet halfway because he's an hour and 15 minutes away. And I said, after we talked we had texted back and forth quite a bit. I knew he had a farm and chickens, and I thought, it's daytime, we're meeting daytime, and I wouldn't mind seeing his farm. And I thought it would be comfortable for him because he would have stuff to talk about and stuff like that. So I boldly suggested that, and he said, "I don't mind that." He says, "But I'm doing a farmer's market in the morning." He sells eggs and plants that he starts in pots. He said, "How about we meet there?" Now, this was an additional half hour out, but I didn't care. I love to ride, and I thought, it'll be cool. I'll be able to listen to my radio. We'll meet at the farmer's market with the understanding that if we didn't care to see each other, we would not go to his place. Didn't really want me to know where he lived, that kind of stuff. And I was all on board with that. So I did. I met him at the farmer's market, and we got along great. And without even talking about it, it was just assumed that I was going to his farm, which I did. Showed me all around, and his garden and stuff, huge garden, and just explained everything to me. I could tell he was in his element, and I loved that he had stuff that he liked to do. So I was interested in him, and he knew I was going out that night. It was a Saturday, and he was joking, "Oh, you don't have to go out," and this and that. And I was clear in my head that I, no matter what, was not canceling my Saturday night out because of a guy that I just met. So I told him, no, I'm going out. So then, finally I get home, and I'm getting ready to go out, and I was like, man, it would be so fun, if he would have come out. He loves to dance. His profile says he loves to dance, but again, doesn't want to go to bars. So where am I dancing with him? Next to the green beans? I just don't know. So, and told him, I said, it's really important to me that I go out. And this was like a deal breaker to me, and I wanted him to know that right up front. If you don't like to go out, you have to be okay with me going out every weekend. I mean, unless there was something more. I mean, of course, I would, not go out if there's something, but he has to know that I'm going to be going out, and I don't want him to be the jealous type or whatever, that I'm going out dancing. You are more than welcome to always join me, even if you don't dance, but you have to know that I'm going to be dancing with other women. Out of respect, I wouldn't even dance with another guy unless he really didn't care, but I'm okay dancing with women. He was on board with all of that, swears he's not the jealous type. You can dance with whoever you want. I wouldn't care, this and that. But he says, I would certainly not be doing this every weekend. And I said, I certainly would not expect you to. And then I said, if it gets to a point where we like each other, down the road, but I just want to know now because I don't want to waste my time. We could do things he would want. We could do things that I would want once in a while. And he would only have to go once in a while. So because he agreed to that, when I got home, I'm jokingly texting him on my way to the bar, why don't you get your butt over here? Something like that. And I'm joking. And I know it's far, and I know that he wouldn't want to do that. But I start getting texts while I'm at the bar. Where exactly are you? This and that. And he came to see me in South Haven. Where was I? Dan McGinnis. And he came. And I was floored that he came out to see me, knowing he's not into bars. And I thought, a little bit, he likes me a little bit because he drove an hour and a half to come out here. And I had fun with him that night, right? That was cool. Am I wrong to think that might have meant he doesn't like me? He liked me still, and we made plans to get together again at his place, and I went out to be with him on Thursday, and all that was good. Everything was cool. And so Saturday night, Friday morning, here's the thing. And again, am I nuts to assume anything here? He texts me and says, please let me know where you're going to be Friday night and Saturday night. This is this past Friday and this past Saturday. Because who knows, I might want to come out to see you or something like that. So I explained to him, I said, I'm going to be in Memphis both nights. So it would make more sense if you come to my apartment and then I'll take you. Because it would be a 2-hour ride for him. And I'm about halfway. So I said, you come to me and we could get in my car and I'll do the rest of the trip. I just didn't want to see him driving 2 hours one way to see me. Especially when I know he's not thrilled at being at a bar. And he immediately turned that offer down, and it sounded in a way like I felt weird that I actually suggested it. But he said, where are you going to be Friday, Saturday night in case I want to go out? Now, he said in case. It wasn't a for sure thing, but I was saying, in case you want to do that tonight, it would make more sense that you come to me. Okay, so Saturday, I just tell him I'm going to Memphis. Now I don't tell him where exactly I'm going. But because I felt bad that he kind of insinuated that he might like to go see me Friday or Saturday night, I suggested I'm free Sunday if you'd like to do something Sunday. Well, that turned around so quick into me being, what's the best word to use? Not controlling, I guess pushy. Acting too soon. I'm trying to think of words that he used. Because apparently I was going too far. And somewhere in the text he said, because I said, well, gee, you sounded like you might be interested in seeing me Friday or Saturday, and I felt bad because I knew it was too far and you probably wouldn't want to go out and see me. So I thought Sunday would be a good alternative. And he ended up saying that, and I almost can quote it word for word. It's something like, Jeez, I have my phone, right? Hang on. He just typed this morning, a very long text, and one part of it says, "You knew I wasn't going to come out to a bar again, and I knew too. And you wanting to see me again so quickly was making me a little nervous because I didn't want you to get hung up on me." So who would have thought that by him wanting to know where I would be Friday and Saturday night, and even said, who knows, I may come out to see you. How am I supposed to think that means that I and he both knew that he was never coming out to a bar again? I don't understand that. So from Friday to Saturday, Friday he tells me he might come out, wants to know where I'm going, and then Saturday he tells me that we knew that he was never going to come out to a bar again. And I asked him specifically to explain that and how I was supposed to interpret that. Like, did I read something in there? Was there a secret message? Of course he didn't explain that to me. And there was a slew of other things that I was like, moving too fast by suggesting Sunday. When he suggested that I tell him where I'm going Friday and Saturday, how was that not moving too fast? And he didn't ask, would you mind if I happen to come out and join you? He doesn't know if I have another date or anything. You know what I mean? It was just, he said something and I said something, and I told him that too. I'm like, why is there a double standard there? You flat out wanted to know where I'd be Friday and Saturday, suggested that it's possible that you might come out to see me, and that's why you need to know. But that's not moving too fast. Yet I say, well, gee, sorry about the weekend. How about Sunday? Oh my God, I don't want you to get hung up on me. So these are the things that I'm going through, and it's almost hilarious. I mean, really. So I don't want that type of guy again. I want somebody who is not going to, it's almost like gaslighting. I'm going to use the term lightly because it's a very overused term. I know what gaslighting is because I lived with a narcissistic mother, and I'm certainly not putting anyone in that category. But the fact that he couldn't explain to me why it was okay for him to just out of the blue ask me where I'm going in case he wants to see me, and not consider that being forward or too soon, but yet I suggest another day and it's forward and too soon. And he assumes it means I'm getting hung up on him. I just don't get it. I don't understand these guys who seemingly want to hang out with you and be interested and say things that would lead you to believe that they're interested a little bit, but then act like you're a fucking nutcase for saying, oh, this is cool. I kind of like him. Jesus Christ, don't fucking like me. Don't make a suggestion for a Sunday. So anyway, it's done because I texted him this morning and said, just, had a fun time. It's not going to work. I'm sorry it's not going to work. I said something like that. And then I got hit with a big, long text with all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to read that. It's crazy. And I didn't reply. I'm not going to reply now because, I said what I wanted to say. I'm glad I didn't invest time into this guy. We got all this out of the way within a week. So, 1 week. I had fun with him for the week, but it just turned fucking weird. All because I thought it would be nice to say, hey, maybe we can meet up Sunday and do something, since I'm a dancing fucking whore on the dance floor. And I won't give you my time. I don't know. And I really would have loved to dig in more to the, please explain. I want you to explain. Explain these things you're accusing me of. It's like, he's even the one that wanted to meet fast, see each other fast, and all this stuff. And then it's like, okay, no, I can't bring up Sunday. It's really unbelievable. And it just makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. What is going on in this world. So that was fun, though. It was fun, and I'm ready to meet the next guy, and so we'll just see. So now I'm going to keep you guys up to date on this. I'm surprised that I even got as far as actually meeting this guy, and and it was nice. It was nice until it wasn't. So hopefully I'll meet somebody else, and I'll just take you along for these rides. And Mr. No Sunday date. If you're watching this, I am gonna say I did like you. But yeah, I'm not gonna put up with that fucking bullshit. So I'm just gonna say bye now. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more of this bullshit, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.